Hello, everybody, and welcome to Bold Breakthroughs with Business Experts. I'm Catherine Ann Clayton, and I'm a business strategist, and I teach driven entrepreneurs how to make more money in their business by leveling up or creating the business of their dreams. Today, I'm super excited because I have with us Nicole Bandes, and she runs a virtual assistant team. And so she is probably going to be your go-to girl today if you listen up and you need some help in, leveling up your business by sending some stuff out to be done. But you know what, Nicole, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about how you help people.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. My name's Nicole Bandes, and I have been thriving in the entrepreneurial world since sometime before 2000. And so I'm kind of, been around for a while. I was one of the first first onto the internet when that whole website stuff started, and have been diving into various ways of building businesses. And background is in psychology, so I was kind of going down the coaching path for a long time, and I thrive in the world of productivity. And one of the things that my productivity clients kept telling me was, I just need to clone myself. I need somebody that understands how I speak and somebody that understands how these people I'm supposed to be working with speak, and then they need to translate for me because I don't know how to translate. I don't know how to talk to them. I don't know how to work with them. I don't know how to hire them. And I realized there's an opportunity here. I can do this. I can speak both languages. I have that great benefit of being both left brained and right brained. So I get the creative side, but I also get the logical side. And set out to create a better virtual services company, something that wasn't just going out and putting up a job and finding a whole huge list of applicants and then trying to figure out which one's the best one to hire. So that was my goal in creating Virtual A-Team, was really to create something for those individuals who just know that managing teams is not in their zone of genius.
So tell me about that. So, I have a couple of virtual assistants that I work with, but you said something that really got to me that I kind of makes me question about what my understanding of it. You said managing teams. So talk to me a little bit about how you work in managing teams, and because usually when I'm going out for a virtual assistant, I need somebody that can build a funnel, or I need somebody that can do graphics really good, or somebody that can copyright. But when you're talking about a team, that says they can do it all. So can you explain that a little bit?
Sure. Well, the tendency a lot of times is for that new person that's just getting into the world of outsourcing and delegating. They want to hire a virtual assistant that can do a lot of different things. And they expect them to be able to do everything from social media management to crafting emails to, managing the calendar. And the challenge is that people, it's very rare to find an individual that is that good at all of those different things. So then the individual ends up, the entrepreneur ends up going out and hiring one person to do the graphic stuff and one person to do the writing and a different person to do the email and calendar stuff. And now all of a sudden you have this team of individuals and you're having to manage all of them and coordinate the conversations and make sure that the left hand knows what the right hand is doing. And one of the things that I created in Virtual A-Team is the ability to have access to all of those individuals when you only have to talk to one person. Your project manager or your online business manager is that integrator for you. That's the person that's going to be in touch with you on a regular basis. And he or she's going to be the one that's going to work with all of the team members to make sure that your messaging is in line. You don't have to do all that management. You work with one person and she manages the team for you.
Now that is brilliant.
I know.
It truly is, because I'm in that mode right now of I've got somebody that does the videos. Now I've got to train somebody, I've got another person that, does some messaging for me. And Wow. So you would just really talk to one person. That's incredible. And they can handle all of those things. So talk to me about, I really help people take their concept of their dream of a business and really make it into a money making machine. So what made you go? I know you said that, people were saying that they needed this, but what made you kind of hone in on your entrepreneur spirit and figure out that this is what you wanted to create? Does that make sense, that question?
Yeah, and there's actually a couple of different levels to that because for some reason, and I don't know where it came from, because my parents were not entrepreneurial by any means, but my first entrepreneurial experience was when I was 7 or 8 years old, and I was making candles and painting rocks and selling them to the neighbors. So I always knew that I had this drive to be an entrepreneur. And that was just never quite in question. But when we hone it in onto this specific thing, a little bit of my story that goes into this, and it's kind of the deeper personal side of things. 7 years ago, on July 4th of 2013, my husband and I lost one of our sons. He was 3 weeks shy of his 18th birthday. So he was 17 years old, and he died in a car crash. And I still get chills telling the story. I
can tell that it's getting to you. And however painful this still is, this is why your deep why is there.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I realized as I was driving down the road, trying to come up with why did this happen, understanding, I realized that I didn't have any personal woulda, coulda, shouldas in my life. I didn't wish that I could have had more. I mean, obviously we wish we could have more time, but I didn't should on myself. I didn't should about what I should have done. And I realized it was because I was very deliberate with the way that I spent my personal time with my children. I made those concrete choices to spend the time with them when it was most important to spend the time with them, and spend time on my business when it was most important to spend time on my business. And I wanted to empower other people to have that opportunity in their lives. We get so wrapped up in this idea of we have to work 40, 60, 80 hours a week. I mean, there's a whole saying, entrepreneurs work 80 hours a week so that they don't have to work a job. Right. And to me, I don't want that for other people. I want them to be able to choose the lifestyle and build the business around it, instead of building a business around building a life around their business. So right. I wanted to be able to give them the tools and resources to have that choice.
That makes sense. And that's awesome. And I will tell you, from coming from a control freak person that I am, the hardest thing for me to do was to say, okay, I've got to find this person to help me that's just going to impact my business more. And I had to let go of some stuff.
Sure.
And, that goes into the mindset, a little bit of the mindset that I teach. But it also is the reason I feel like I can teach it is because I've struggled through it, and I still struggle through it now. And I still, try to make everything perfect. And so I've made it my mission in August just to give my assistant, just give it and see what she comes up with. And I will tell you the interesting thing, when I release that control, she's actually better than me.
Right?
I'm like, wait a minute, that would have taken me. Now, I could have done that, but it would have taken me 3-4 days, when she whips it out in like an hour. And I'm like, this is the best money that I have ever spent. So talk to me a little bit. Do you have, because I know that a lot of people are going to want to get in touch with you. Do you have something that you can give as a freebie? Do you have a website or something that could really help the people out there so they can get in touch with you?
Absolutely. We've got the ultimate guide to delegating, which is going to give you some of those starting resources, how to set up an SOP, which is a standard operating procedure, which is kind of the foundation for helping to train your team. A list of what kind of things can be delegated, some tips and tools on how to communicate more effectively. All of these things are in that ultimate guide, and they can go to virtualateam.com/delegate to grab that. And it's free. It gives you all those tools and resources to get started. On the website, there's all kinds of resources as far as how to interview, how to find, who to hire, different things like that. So even if you don't go with Virtual A-Team, you are going to be empowered to find the right individuals. Because to me, it's all about making sure that more people have that time to build their lives.
Absolutely. And Nicole, I'm going to ask you if you will put it in the comments when we get, we got to work through the Facebook algorithm. And so once this loads up onto Facebook, if you'll drop the link in there just to make it easier for our listeners. And also this month, I'm giving the 5-step formula to closing more sales without being salesy. It just gives you 5 steps, and you can find that in the links below. Take advantage of what I've put together. I've really reached out there and tried to find people that are experts in different areas. And everybody, if you don't need it now, you're going to need a virtual assistant eventually. If you want to build the business that's going to be, 5, 6, 7 figures, you're going to need these people. And Nicole is going to be your woman that you want to talk to. I'm going to book a call with her just so that we can talk about that. But follow those links. And Nicole, I want to thank you for coming on. And
thank you for having me.
And thank you, everybody, for listening in to the Bold Breakthroughs with Business Experts. Have a great day.